Yo, welcome back to the BS Recess. I'm drinking Jameson. All right, so
Yeah, I hope you're passing that around.
welcome to the BS Recess. Yeah, we're passing JMO around. About to talk about Donald Trump. The fine Sunday morning. My name is Mitchell Velez. I'm here with Chris Simon, Christian Ortiz, and Devin Gasson. We are the BS Recess, the original four. We're not really. I can't say the hateful eight because we don't have 8 people, but I'll find a moniker to fucking throw in there one day. So Donald Trump. It's kind of fucked up. We let our country get into this predicament to where we allowed sarcastic assholes to rule the world. And by saying that, I mean me. Kids like me. The fucking assholes. Because the only reason why I'm actually even calling myself and kids like me assholes is because we just like to watch the world burn. We just want to see, wouldn't this be funny? Even though this is the most fucked up thing, it'd be hilarious because we have all of this twisted sixth sense humor. And that's the reason why we have Donald Trump. I recently went to EDC. And yesterday, and I Electric Daisy Carnival, like Unsit Unsit, didn't pop Molly or whatever, but there was a whole bunch of kids. Doesn't matter racial orientation, we won't even get into that, but all of them had Donald Trump hats on. Make America great again. You know why? Because they were like, we were just trying to piss people off. That's it. It's not even a support thing.
It's the world of 4chan and Anonymous and Reddit.
Yeah, and I just want to get a reaction out of people. This is the reason why I probably made this podcast, is because I called women whores the last time. I'm just trying to get you mad, because if you get mad, you fucking listen. And that's just our fickle society, and that's just the way it is. So guess what? Now we're stuck with Donald Trump. And
Let's roast him.
Yeah, here we are. So, I was out of the Marine Corps for a while, and I could never get a job because I didn't have any experience. So why in the fuck would I allow somebody to be president when they lack experience? Makes no sense. I don't give a shit if Hillary has 30 years of corruption. If you look at Donald Trump's track record from the business side, he's stomped on a lot of lives and a lot of people. So how the fuck can you justify, because he's good, he's decent, not even good, he's decent at going through loopholes and making a quick buck, that one good thing. But our country is a multiple faceted of a lot of things, and global warming does exist, guys.
I mean, you can't bankrupt one aspect of our country to benefit another. That doesn't work, because they all feed off of each other. So you're talking about a businessman who would file for bankruptcy through this company just to benefit himself. So that's exactly what would happen if he were commander-in-chief. No question.
Also, the fact that he wants to take military action against ISIS, and in reality, that's not something that we should have to involve ourselves so much with, because that's not our territory of land. Like, we are, this is the United States of America. This isn't the United States of the world. We're not supposed to be going around policing everything, and all Donald Trump wants to do is fucking drop bombs all over the motherfucking place at people he doesn't like. Which is stupid, because 1, that costs money. 2, that causes disparity. 3, it's an economic burden on everyone. 4, it's an environmental burden as well. Bombing everything is not the solution to your problems. The best solution is peaceful negotiation.
I agree 100%. You just touched on something that was, quite accurate as far as just being a burden. Being irresponsible, and also not really having the emotional capacity to understand, his role as a leader and a potential president. It puts most America's lives in harm's way, and I think many Americans right now who are just cheerleading for destruction, they're failing to realize that, hey, right now it's not about you, it's about your children and your grandchildren.
Yeah.
But, when we really look at the racial compass of America, we still live in a country that's racially divided, and many of us have different belief systems that we abide by. And Donald Trump, he speaks directly. Well, he's the physical representation of many of America's spiritual beliefs, and he really is. He's the guy. When I was a kid going to church, when you describe Jesus Christ, that's what Jesus Christ looks like. But he's Jesus Christ actually in the image of a devil.
He's, I think I could safely call him the Antichrist.
Well,
Like, if I was a religious person, I would consider Trump the Antichrist because he stands against everything that the Bible really, preaches and peace, love, acceptance, and all Donald Trump is the complete opposite of all of that.
I want to let you guys know this is going to be my second shot of Jameson, and shit's about to get real.
I mean, this dude is the antithesis of Christianity.
Yeah.
Dude proclaims to be a Christian. And you know what? Religion aside, I think politics should be separate from religion. But if you're going to present yourself as a Christian, you should know the values you're speaking of. The man crisscrosses his Bible verses. He knows nothing about what he's talking about. He hates his enemies instead of loving them the way that the Bible preaches about.
Listen, man, I do a lot of locker room talk myself, all right? I get it. But I never have grabbed a girl by the pussy. Not
Without
out of
consent.
Without consent. All right, let me refrain. God damn it. Or Allah damn it, or however you want to scope your world, all right? However you see fit. For right now, I just feel like I agree with him on certain aspects. I feel like America does have a lot of internal issues that we need to stop policing other people's backyards and letting things fizzle out. Yes, without our intervention, that does allow the rest of the world to kind of turn to shit because they don't have the economic resources or any of the proper resources to kind of pull themselves out of the fray. And we have an abundance, so when we have an abundance, we shave off a little off the top and give to others. We try to spread democracy, like FDR, like a lot of our other presidents when we were in the Cold War, and when it was all about we can spread democracy farther, and we sat there and we try to reach and touch all these nations and do good and create all these allies because we want you to believe in our belief system, in our political system, because that's the right way to go about things. Now you have somebody like Donald Trump that's willing to really shake things up and kind of annex and alienate America from all those allies. And what happens then? So now, yes, it's all for one, but not one for all. We're literally thinking just of ourselves in a closed loop. We share this globe with a lot of people.
Oh, yeah.
So you bomb X, Y, and Z. X, Y, and Z could have been growing crops for this other nation somewhere else, or bartering or trading some type of goods somewhere else, and now they can't do that, and now other people, and you just create this domino effect. We are all relying on each other in a human race perspective. I'm all about self-preservation.
Oh, yeah.
Let's preserve the human race. And a lot of people say, he's not going to do that. He's not really going to nuke this person. He's not really going to do this. He's not really going to do that. Well, he said it. And when he does it, where are you going to be when the world burns, man? Where are you going to be? Where are you going to say that, when it gets to the Book of Eli and shit, where we're fucking fighting for water and nobody knows about the Bible, people can't fucking read, it's this whole desert oasis, movies have a really bad way of this post-apocalyptic fucking view of when somebody negative, like this person, Donald Trump, gets too much power, bombs the shit out of everything in existence, and that's what we'll recede back to. We'll recede back to this simple culture and society that knows a shit ton of nothing.
It's gonna be Mad Max.
My favorite fucking quote from Joe Rogan and Joe Rogan's stand-up is, does anybody know how electricity works? Does anybody know how to create it? Does anybody know how a phone works? If I left you in a forest with a hatchet, how long before you can send me an email? You don't know how any of this shit works. A lot of the smart people around here are not breeding because of the fact that society is really fucked up. In retrospect, we're getting kind of more educationally rich as society because now a bachelor's degree is kind of where we're evening out a middle ground of a baseline of where our youth is going to be. So people are intelligent to a point, but they're school smarts. And everybody knows in real life, school application can only take you so fucking far. Morals and values can only take you so fucking far. School's not supposed to teach you moral and values. Facebook's not supposed to teach you morals and values.
Hell no.
When you fucking have a president that's this big of a radical fucking individual, that's like, how do you take that? How do I base my school knowledge off of that? That doesn't line up in my thought processes, my physics, all the calculations in my head. I can't understand why. It's just because he's an extreme evil. People just want to see what would happen if it happened, because they think it's a joke. They think, oh, he's not going to deport millions of people. That's unfathomable. It's not possible.
But it will happen.
He's the fucking president. You know,
But it's not just him. It's his supporters as well. Look at the violence that happens at protests.
So I don't. All right, this is
violence.
going to be a very sore subject. We have 2 black people and 2 white people in the room, and I'm just going to let this cat out of the bag for right
Christian's
now.
Hispanic.
Well,
I'm
he's
just
Hispanic.
Two
Fuck
black
it.
people, 1 Hispanic, 1 white.
You know
Whatever.
what? If
I'm the
we were all
minority.
driving in a car and we got pulled over,
I would have to explain the opposite.
Chris isn't getting arrested. Me and Devin are probably getting 20 to life.
I'll probably get questioned, possibly arrested.
This is the I just want to ask, and I'll say my piece first, and then I'll ask, what is the "Make America Great Again" phrase mean to you, and how do you think that even applies? How did that phrase even get coined, and at what point in our timeline was America great? Now, we are not too far from women's suffrage, from 3/5 compromise, from our nation dealing with a lot of social issues of not being a united America. We were very divided. We are now progressively going forward and integrating more cultures than we ever thought possible. They redrew the lines of what is considered a minority versus the majority. What's considered white is a very fine-tuned 4 or 5 Eastern European cultures. Everything outside of that is now considered a part of the minority. Do you understand the gravity of that? So Caucasian Americans, 40% minorities, but we were at a larger, we as in the minority, obviously I'm not speaking for all black people and all minorities, but in this conversation we were on the bottom end. Well, they redrew the lines. They meandered the lines, however the hell you want to call it. And now white people, true blood Caucasians, blue hair, whatever the fuck makes up a Caucasian nowadays, I don't know. I check a billions of boxes when I go to the DMV, and I'm black but not African but not whatever. It's now like a 30-70 split. And America and white Americans, especially the extreme radical Americans that have been going to a lot of Donald Trump's rallies, their idea of make America great again is giving America back to the white man. And I say that with a very big giant grain of salt, because we are made up of a large area and people that still think ass backwards and that shuck corn for a living. So, that being said, because if you took all of the coast of California and Florida all the way up the fucking coast of New York, you're not going to find a more ass backwards individual than somebody in Wyoming, Ohio, or anywhere that's probably in a closed loop for some reason that doesn't know what the fuck is going on.
Bible Belt.
Yeah. So we have this thing, giving it back to the white man at that point. So I don't want to make this like a black and white thing. This is also a man and woman thing. Make America great again. In the 70s, like, it was not a good time. Like, black people can't fuck around with time travel. I can't go past, like, the 80s. Maybe. Even my quality of life before the 90s is a little skew.
Yeah.
Little skew. So, like, America great again when? America great again when? What does America great again mean to you?
America, that slogan, "Make America Great Again," to me, it speaks directly to a population who believe that the basic rights and liberties of America were really only reserved for a certain group of people. And when we talk about where we are right now as a nation, America's been one of the leading role models as far as promoting democracy over discrimination. But when you mention this whole "Make America Great Again," this slogan, the interpretation is, let's spread discrimination and let's forbid democracy. Let's create exclusion rather than inclusion. Let's build a wall to divide humanity rather than build a bridge to create opportunity.
Berlin Wall did exist at one point. Just want to make that a note.
Let's see. When was America ever great? Honestly, in my opinion,
1775 when the Marine Corps came alive.
America hasn't necessarily ever been great. I guess you could say like post World War II, when we started to make progress, where we accepted a shit ton of immigrants from the
Industrial
European
Revolution
countries.
Yeah.
The Industrial Revolution, where we created thousands upon thousands of jobs, during that chaotic time frame, where black people were finally given, equal rights to a degree, and were allowed to vote, and women's, the progress. When I think of America being great, I think of the progress that we've made and the progress that we still have the potential to have. But when somebody like Donald Trump comes to mind, I don't think that progress is going to happen once he becomes president, if he becomes president, because he has the mindset of like
a child.
he has the mindset of a child. Like, if he doesn't get what he wants, he's gonna tell everyone to fuck off, basically.
Yeah.
The thing about him, he just has a humongous ego. He thinks he can do whatever he wants just because he's got money, and that's not what we are. That's not, as a country, as America, like, we are not that. We shouldn't be money hungry. Like, we can do whatever the fuck we want just because we're the richest country in the whole world, when that's not even the truth.
America bears more resemblance towards big Caucasian, blonde, like tittied women and beer.
Women.
Yeah. So big blonde, tittied, big tittied women with a beer, Budweiser hat, and the number 24 NASCAR hat on. We are closer to that than this fucking hierarchical monopoly of money. Like, we're not fucking rolling dice here. We're not playing a fucking game. Like, this is it. We have high class, medium class, and low class, and we all unite under this flag, and here we are, but we're united but separate. Like,
well, and then the problem is, make America great again for who? Who does it make America great for, and in what regards? What was good? When was it good? I mean, you want to talk about fiscally, when we were good after World War II, when we were at probably our best. But at the same time, there was still oppression going on. You think the LGBT community could exist in that type of world? No way. None of us would have rights. I mean, sure, yeah, white people might.
I don't really think it should exist now. The LGBT thing, I feel like, I'm going to hurt a lot of people right now, but
I'm going to close my ears.
There's a lot of groups that I just feel like kind of just popped up. And I guess, they want to be heard, and we want to be heard, so we're just talking shit, right? So they're eventually going to get downloaded somewhere. But LGBT, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like it was just an underground thing, and it was cool being an underground thing. And the minute somebody brought it to life, and then the minute somebody brought it to light, and then the minute somebody got discriminated against, then that's when they started having all these problems. But when it was an underground thing, it wasn't that bad. Times weren't that bad.
Why does it have
People weren't that bad.
Why?
I mean, they don't have to be underground. But I mean, the thing is that, like, from black, there's nothing not being underground about being black except being underground. But that's it. Like, that's where that goes. That's all right. We'll save that talk for another time. But to revisit this Donald Trump thing, he talks a lot of shit about the Clinton administration. He talks a lot of shit about, like, deficits and what brought us out of deficits and all this other shit. And it really starts to chat my ass about why people are agreeing with him and or even backing him up. And I get it. You don't like Hillary. 30 years of corruption. Bill did a lot of shady shit. She's done a lot of stuff, and she said she was going to fix a lot of stuff in the White House. But if anybody knows the government at all, it's anybody who's worked with or in the government. And me and Christian both have been victims of the government and their stupid fucking decisions to do certain things.
Oh, yeah.
And it's really fucking annoying when you're at the mercy of these people who aren't on the front lines, who aren't really fucking doing much besides pushing a button, signing a paper, and signing shit off. It takes a lot of things really a long time to fucking move. There's a lot of more red tape than it's not I snap my fingers and millions of Mexicans go across the border. Like, there's these milestones that you're going to have to hit, and there's this plan that you're going to have to develop. And that's what I don't see from Donald Trump. I don't see a plan. I'm going to hire people to do it, but I don't see a plan. Granted, that's great for job creation, but there is no plan. So you're going to freaking hire a bunch of bigot rednecks to fucking kick down doors, ask for green cards, and start fucking shipping motherfuckers on buses? Come on, man. Fucking one small kid from Ecuador got fucking pulled out of a house. Fucking Elion, or whatever the hell his name was. Fucking, they kicked in the door, they freaking shoved a rifle in people's faces, and America almost grinded to a fucking halt. And you really think that we're going to do that same thing with millions of fucking Mexicans?
It's not just that. I mean, some people have the mentality that we're all humans, we all share the same planet, so there shouldn't be borders, there shouldn't be this thing about illegals or legals. Like, if you want to come into this country, be in this country, but contribute to society. Don't mooch off of the system, because like you're the ones that are giving all of us hardworking people a bad image. I get it. There are illegals that come in here and like completely take advantage of the system. Yeah. They'll find a way to work the system, or they'll marry somebody who is, a legal citizen or something like that. But it's a lot more complicated than what the average American citizen has an idea of. And like you said, like there's a lot of red tape that goes into like making decisions like this.
And just taking into consideration too, when you talk about immigrants coming into this country, this anti immigration rhetoric that we hear is it's not 100% grounded in truth. You just have to remember one thing. When you come to this country, or you live in this country as an American citizen, and you're poor, you've been victimized and exploited, and the media, people such as Donald Trump, they're condemning people who come from different countries to work here, but failing to admit that these people are the greater resources that help mobilize this country. And when we talk about preservation is immigration. Immigration is an exchange. It's a cultural exchange. It's an exchange of goods. And if we never had to deal with colonialism, then we wouldn't have immigration. So, this is a world responsibility, and that's just how I feel about it. And us being regular working class citizens, the people under us really aren't a burden to us. They create that balance. The burden is the people who have the money who aren't sharing. The burden is the people who have the wherewithal, and they're creating restrictions where they tell you, hey, you have a felony, you can't vote. I need to see proof of your ID. Well, you need to see proof of my ID. I'm an American citizen.
Do you have probable cause?
My family has been here, for all I know, more than 5-6 generations. What do I need proof of?
Can we get Ancestry.com to like print out cards that like prove your lineage? Like it's like a small like family tree, and it's like there's a timeline, and you're allowed to carry that card around you and just be like, listen, I'm fucking American, and here it is. My final thought on this whole thing is like the citizenship test that people have to take to get in here, the amount of paperwork, the amount of years I've watched people from Brazil, Portugal, fucking Bulgaria to try to get fucking American citizenships. It's not fucking easy. They allow you to believe, they lead you to believe that it's fucking this easy, and it's really not. And a lot of my friends and a lot of the Americans that I was in class with all failed that fucking citizenship test. Nobody knew what the fucking 4th or 5th president was. Nobody is reminded of what it says in the fucking dollar bill on the back right hand corner. But guess what? We force these people to not only learn our language, but to learn more about our fucking city-state than we do. Yeah. And it's fucked.
Can I toss in one final thing? Since the election is coming up, it's very important to remember, if you don't like Donald or Hillary, that if you vote third party and they get 15% or more of the vote, they officially become a major party in the next election. So thinking long term, if that's where your head's at, it's not a wasted vote.
Also, go vote. Make your voice heard. If you don't vote, then, you don't vote Democrat, then the Republican gets one more. Your votes cancel each other out. So, like, my mentors, God bless them, they're fucking right wing. They're all about Trump because what a great businessman he is. He's just phenomenal. Have you seen his numbers? Have you seen them? They're fucking phenomenal.
Have you seen his released tax returns?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
That makes him smart. Remember that.
So,
Call Hannity.
I mean, I can sit there and shit on fucking Hillary too, man. She fucking
yeah.
allowed fucking people in Benghazi to fucking die. That really bothered the shit out of me, and every fucking warm-blooded military member still wonders why I'm fucking voting for Hillary is because of the fact that, you know what, as a fucking senator and as somebody getting a distress call from a fucking country, she wasn't the only fucking one to get that fucking call. Believe me, when that fucking red phone rings in the fucking Pentagon, it doesn't go straight to Hillary's fucking house. So you want to talk shit about like Hillary's the one who ignored fucking the distress call from Benghazi? It's fucking bullshit. And if you believe that that's the way it is, then you live in the most fucking isolated box ever. Like, you have no idea how this government shit works. You have no idea what it means when shit goes up and down the flagpole for approvals and shit like that. How we get approvals to invade or not invade a country or to go over anywhere. The Marines are the only people that, or the only branch of service that the president doesn't need an act of Congress to happen to have a military force inside another country. And the only ones.
And at least she doesn't insult prisoners of war like John McCain.
Yeah. I mean, you have all these negative... It's one thing to be wrong in a conspiracy, kind of, government collusion. She may or may not have had a hand in this kind of thing. And then what you actually believe. When Obama was like, we operate on a system of what you believe and decisions that you make versus conspiracies and allegations. We got 1 minute. Final word.
I actually don't have anything to say right now.
Fair enough.
My final word is essentially just fuck Trump and his ideals. I don't support him at all. I don't see how he could be any kind of candidate that qualifies to be president because he has no qualifications. Being a quote-unquote good businessman does not qualify you to run to be the leader of the free world. It's plain and simple, black and white. He's not qualified. Hillary has 30 plus years in government. She's well more qualified. I don't like Hillary. I didn't vote for Hillary. My vote went to Jill Stein because I'm an environmentalist and I support, the planet. And
tree hugger.
I'm a tree hugger who loves guns. Okay.
I'm all right. So I'm gonna end it on this. I'm very, very sorry that I didn't allow you to put your lipstick on, that nice red dress that you like to wear, and I didn't even wear a condom before I fucked you in the ear with my opinion.
Wow. Don't let this monster become Commander-in-Chief. Do not.
Please.
For you, for me, for our children,
please. For
the future of this nation, you are setting the bar high, not only with racism and xenophobia, but just at how can you allow a dipshit like this to become the number one guy in this country? You can't allow that.
Please don't let it happen.
See? They're soft speaking to you right now. Speaking to you real sweet. Real sweet. But I'm going to fuck you in the ear and you going to like it. You going to take this opinion. You going to take it. You going to learn today.
You going to learn today.
Kevin Hart told me you going to learn today. You going to learn that this shit is fucked up and it's all relying on our society right now. And if you don't like it, then I'm going to fuck you in your ear hole until you just accept the fact that what we're spitting is not lies. If you can tell me, honest to God, of one reason why I should vote for Trump, and if you could tell me and repeat any stance, logical stance that you feel that he has ever had in this election, and I will agree with you.
That
I will sit there and agree.
He hasn't directly contradicted himself on.
Exactly. But we are the BS Recess. Over and out.
Till next time.
Till next time. Look for our next podcast. Hell yeah.
Deuces.